Hi there, it's March 28th, first day of Sun and Fun. I'm off work all week, always take off during the first week of Sun and Fun, but I don't have a huge drive to go out there this week, or this year for some reason. I'll probably go drive down there and back one day, but anyway, I just want to keep working on this plane. What have I been doing? I ran the engine, it runs great. Typically when I first come out here, I have to crank it for a little bit, or just one time. And then the second time, boom, fires up every time. If I turn it off at that point, turn it right back on, it cranks right up first shot, almost first spin of the propeller. It's been working awesome, making sure all my gauges work well, and got all those set up to where I want them for first flight, getting ready for that first flight once I get the inspection done. Still haven't got that done yet, but I'm slowly working on it. Had a few life events happen, but back at it. And did that. I've been burping the engine. And for the coolant system, I know I had lost some coolant when I was messing with these control rods for the nose wheel steering. I tried disconnecting one of them, I lost it, I couldn't really salvage it. Anyway, so I knew I had a deficit of coolant. But anyway, so I've been burping that. Still have a few more, I'm going to run it again today. I'll try to get a video of that. I hate to put it outside the airplane and then blow my camera over. So I might still try to do a shot of that today. Sorry, airplane coming in. What else? The boot over there for the control stick. I don't have anything. I did order something from Amazon. It came in, just a generic little boot. My wife was helping me out with that. We cut it in half so I could go over the control stick. And then when she put 3 snaps on it and put that on there. But I need something to cover it and stow it so it doesn't keep popping out. Something that actually secures it in place. And I got some dimensions and had my son throw up something on the CAD program, and he 3D printed me a little something as kind of a trial fit. Also on the elevator pivot point on the control arm, or the bell crank, I guess, there's a bolt and a castle nut with a cotter pin, and it pivots back and forth like that. And when it does to extreme one direction on my flaperons, it will hit the rudder cable, that little cotter pin, the tip of the cotter pin. In essence, it could catch. And if it does that, I may have a problem with the elevator and with my rudder pedals not working well or not meshing well. So I made this little cover for it, and I'll show you that. I got this material, I've had it for a little while now. It's almost like a plastic. It's shiny on one side and kind of dull on the other side. You can heat it back up and form it to whatever you want to, and then when it cools, it forms the shape. So I'm going to try to put this around that castle nut there. So if the rudder cable hits it, it just hits on this. It won't catch on my actual cotter pins. So there won't be a factor. So I'm going to put that in, install that right now. And we'll see if we can get a run on the engine, and hopefully I can video that. See ya. Alright, so this is going to be my first start of the day. I'm on a microphone, so you can hear me. So we're going to jump in the airplane here, and again, first start of the day is what's pretty common is that we'll crank a little bit, and I'll stop engaging the starter, and then what I'll do is end up cranking it a second time, and normally it pops right to life after that. That's what's pretty common, and kind of what I expect this time around as well. I adjusted my seat belts here. Still trying to get them fine-tuned, but they're not perfect yet. I'm just going to wear my lap belt for now, I think. Got my passenger door closed, the front latch is closed. I'm going to leave this open for now, and what I'll do, brakes still feel good. I'm going to go ahead and hit battery 1 on, EIS on, and just the bottom portion, just the EIS itself, not the sport yet. And oil pressure is 0, that's getting a blinky light, I will acknowledge that. And what I want to do is look at the fuel pressure and the fuel flow. So I'm going to turn my fuel pump 1 on, and the fuel pressure, fuel flow came alive. Got my fuel pressure up to 43 psi, which is good. We're gonna go battery 2 as well, and make sure I'm backed out of my throttle just a little bit. We're gonna give it one crank here. Well, I'll be darned. It started right up the first time. Normally I have to, I say normally, only 3 other times I actually had to crank it once for a brief moment, turn it back off, and then crank it again, and it starts right up. This time, it started right up. Awesome. Let me shut my door here. Not sure how loud this is going to be, but there we go. Good. So that's about 1640 RPMs. Fuel pressure is 44 still. Fuel flow is showing 0.7. Oil pressure 66, a little bit high. Water and gearbox temperature are both, well, water is 86, gearbox is 83. Amperage is -2, I don't have anything going. I'm going to give a little bit of throttle. Alternator on. And with the alternator on, that gives me amperage back up to about 15. Good. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my avionics on, which I'll turn my sport on. Back off my throttle just a little bit more. So again, I'm just going to get the coolant up to temperature. Here's my game plan. And see if I can keep burping that. Give it some more RPMs. Not sure what a nice idle will be for this airplane. That's about 13, let's see, 1430 RPM there. And oil pressure is 44. Amperage, let's see, volts, all that looks good. Look at my battery's charging. Battery 1's charging. It's at 14.3 volts. I'm going to hit battery 2 and turn battery 1 off. Charge up battery 2 for a little bit. And I'm going to put my fuel pressure 2 on. Fuel pressure 1 off. Make sure I still maintain my fuel pressure to my engine. And that looks good still. Oil pressure's at 47. Let's see here. Water's 130. Gearbox is 103. Give it a little bit of fuel. Increase my RPM a little bit more. RPM and cruise on this thing's around 4,200 to 5,200 RPM. I have a little cheat sheet here, just so I can remember all my gearbox temperature maximums, coolant maximums, and everything else. I kind of forget some of that stuff. I do have the alarm set up on my Sport and my EVIS, but back off throttle one more time. Go about down to 1300 again. Yeah, such a smooth engine. Pretty amazing. That's what I need to do, see how far I can back it off. Adjust my, that might be it, actually. No, sorry, just moved my throttle lock and I revved up. So that's all the way out right there, and that's 1330 RPM. So I might have to lower that down a little bit. I'm not sure where to actually put my RPM range, quite frankly. I was also a little concerned about my fuel flow. I wasn't sure that was reading right. It seemed like I got stuck around 1.6, 1.7. There's our 1.7, and this 2,200 RPM. Go to 3,000. Go back down. So it's something like 1.8 at 3,000 RPM. 3,000. Oil pressure 67. Coolant's pretty much stuck at 157, 158. Fuel flow is stuck at like 1.8 still. 1.9. Fuel pressure stays the same, of course. Gearbox 135. So I don't think my coolant must. It's not moving any higher than that. So 158, 159, that's kind of where my coolant's going to be. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down for now. I'm sure this is getting long. Avionics off, which is my sport off. And we're going to go alternator off. And we're going to go to... then my watch just notified me that my decibel levels hit 90. Must be my alarm for my decibel levels, my noise. Anyway, we'll hit EIS off, BAT 2 off, and fuel pressure off. And beacon off, and that's it. Well, let's see if you could, we'll see if I can burp anything out of the coolant system here. I think it's been running for a little while. I don't know if you can still hear me or not, but everything looks okay. Nothing looks too crazy, right? Everything looks like it's intact. Let's see if I can burp this guy right here. There, it burped. I heard it. Awesome. And that'll eventually get sucked kind of back into the system as we let the air out. It'll kind of, the coolant in this little reservoir over here will take its place. I did have to put some more coolant in here, so I did that. When I came back out here, it was depleted as it kind of sucked it back into the system here. Shouldn't have to do that a few more times, and should be good to go.